takes some work. ESPN reporting Houston is shopping Clint Capela, Eric Gordon, and P.J. Tucker, trying to acquire Butler in some sort of sign and trade. The Rockets do not currently have enough cap space to sign Butler as a free agent. So what do they do? We're joined once again by Yahoo's Chris Haynes. Thank you so much for being here. What's your take on this one?
Well, look, I think the Rockets right now, it's a little bit of desperation trying to make sure they get enough weapons as possible, which I don't understand the logic now, because if they're going with the same team, Golden State is not the same team, next year. So I think they're fine. I think they could go okay into the next season. And I applaud Daryl Morey because he's always trying to be innovative and trying to figure out ways to better strengthen his roster. I don't know that it's necessarily necessary to go in there and try to go all out for a sign and trade. You understand the reason, because actually, Philly's the only team that can give him the full 5-year max, and so that way it can come over and transfer that way if it were to happen. But from Philly's standpoint, from my understanding, look, they feel confident in the fact that Jimmy wants to go back there. They feel confident be able to bring him back. Mm-hmm. So this is
and they definitely want him back.
Oh, they definitely
at the max.
They want him back. They want him back. They understand what it takes. I spoke to Jimmy. He was on my podcast a few months ago. He said he's going to get the max. That's how he feels. And so teams know that. And so you got to know going in that, you can't bring this guy in for a meeting or try to pitch anything and saying anything other than max. That's all he wants to hear. And then the basketball situation. So Philly feels good where they're at, but Houston they're pulling out all the stops. It's going to be a little bit difficult because they got to make a couple separate moves in order to make that happen. So that's why it's a little bit of a long shot, but I don't know that Houston necessarily needs to go this route anyway.
And this is what we've been saying, Skip, is that the reasons why the Lakers couldn't get a third team involved with the AD trade is because, why am I going to help you again? If I'm a third team, why am I going to help you, Houston, try to navigate a deal so you can get Jimmy Butler? How does that help us? And Philly's like, hey, Elton Brand's probably sitting up in his office. Hey, Daryl, you want Jimmy, huh? Send me that trade proposal over and let me get on that. Let me look this thing over because I really want to help you guys get to the championship. Elton Brand's like, dude, I'm trying to win a championship over here.
No doubt.
That's why they traded for Jimmy Butler. That's why they traded for Tobias Harris. Skip, Elton Brand's like, I'm going for it now. I'm not trying to wait for 2-3 years. Oh, we need to grow. No, I'm going for it right now. Daryl, just because you're in panic mode and want to blow up your situation, that doesn't mean everybody around the league want to blow up their situation. And they're definitely not going to blow it up to help you. It makes no sense to Philly on Philly's side. But this deal, other than they're like, Jimmy Butler is a really good player, it really makes no sense for Houston because Jimmy Butler really doesn't fit what they're doing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you think of all those personalities they have on that roster, and then the way they allow James Harden to play. I don't know Jimmy will feel comfortable just standing out in the corner.
No,
he's not P.J. Tucker. P.J. plays that role and is great. And just from a chemistry standpoint, because I know P.J. pretty well as well. He sacrifices. Coach Dan Antonio is always complimenting him, how he should be all NBA team defense. And now his name is in trade rumors. That can't feel too good. For guys sacrificing, he allows himself to stay in the corner, just play his role.
That's it.
But now he's seeing his name out there. That's why I'm saying for Houston's standpoint, I don't know if it's good to go this route right now. Because first of all, I don't think it makes you better. I don't know that chemistry-wise, it would be a good fit.
Right.
And then is it worth it to put all these players out there, their names out there, off of something that
what happened to
probably
the Lakers,
won't happen? But these are veteran guys. These are veteran guys. It's LeBron.
So what about Daryl Morey? He's doing the exact same thing.
He is. I agree. He is desperately trying to fix what he broke. He bet the whole ranch. He bet Lou Williams and Patrick Beverly and Montrezl Harrell and a first-round pick to go get Chris Paul, and Chris was edging toward older age. And all of a sudden, it looked last year like Chris Paul had lost a step, and that's after Daryl Morey gave him an extension. Now he makes, what are the numbers?
38, 41, and 44.7.
It's just outrageous money. He can't, there's no way Chris Paul at this age and stage of his career can live up to that money. So you're stuck with it. And now I'm starting to think that Daryl Morey is such a shrewd operator. He's telegraphing this move, I got to go get Jimmy Butler, when he knows it's not realistic because Philly's not going to give him up. And he's trying to show everyone, I'm trying to fix this, but obviously, in the end, he knows he can't. So if they go standing pat into next year and it blows up in his face, he could say, well, I tried to get Jimmy Butler to fix this, right?
But I think they can, Skip, if they bring the team back, we believe, had they not run into Golden State in the second round, they would have played Golden State in the Western Conference Finals. Now, Golden State is not going to come back. They're not going to be the same team.
Nope.
Houston, you get a chance to run it back.
I'm just not sure they're going to be the same team because I do think that James Harden and Chris Paul are at each other's throats.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a healthy situation that can be fixed on the fly where they'll just make peace with their situation.
But part of the reason why they had so much friction, especially towards the end, is because they ran into Golden State. We didn't hear about this too much throughout the course of the season. So now you're not running against that roadblock. You have, I'm not going to say a free path, but it's an easier path to the finals now. Will that chemistry, winning cures everything.
Yep.
And if you're winning, maybe guys are say, okay, I'm fine, I'll stay in the corner.
Well, the roadblock wouldn't have happened if James Harden and you hadn't dominated the ball because Toronto beat them because they moved the ball. Nobody just stood there and just dribble, and then pass it to me with 2 seconds on the shot clock and expect me to make miracles happen. But Philly, it would make no sense for you to do this deal.
They're right there. They're right there. They got to stand pat. And they feel good about, trying to get Tobias Harris back as well.
Next subject. The player you referred to as Kawhi.
That's his name.
Oh, I'm glad he said it.
You referred to him.
Oh, no, but you mentioned his name. When was the last time you mentioned his name?
No, I didn't.
You just said
I
it.
didn't. No, I said you
I got that on record. Okay, that's fine.
I call him number
That's
two.
fine, I got it.
So that guy, whoever that guy is, you
good.
call him by any name.
Just call him two-time Finals MVP. We live with that.
Okay. Best two-way player in basketball, as I told you 2 years ago. Okay. Where does he land? What's your educated best guess?
Look, I spoke with his Uncle Dennis Robinson.
You spoke to him?
Actually, you read that when he came out, and this was about a couple weeks ago, when he came out and said that the problems that they were having in San Antonio. You actually read the story, so I appreciate you, Skip, giving that some pub.
Yeah.
But,
By the way, do you like Uncle Dennis?
Uncle Dennis is fine with me, man. I don't have no problem with Uncle Dennis.
Yeah, well, I ain't got no problem with Uncle Dennis either. I like
The
Dennis.
Spurs had a big problem.
I ain't got no problem with
everybody.
everybody. I ain't got no problem. But he told me, there were some things there was some trust built with that organization, just going throughout the process. Obviously, they came into a situation. It was a little concerning and a little awkward because, they went and traded away DeMar DeRozan. We've seen what DeMar, his camp had to say about how that was handled. So now they're stepping into situation, I don't know if we can trust. DeMar's saying this. But what they done with the medical staff, the trust with the front office, and obviously this magical season, look, they're seriously considering going back to Toronto. If you would have asked me this 3 weeks ago, I would say, nah, LA Clippers. I think when it's all said and done, he's going to meet with a handful of teams, and I actually wrote this when I reported the opt-out. I think it might be between Clippers and Toronto. In the end, he'll meet with others, but I think it'll be between those two. In the end, is my own opinion. And I think, look, man, it's hard for me to see him leaving Toronto after the way that happened. It's hard for me.
But the hidden agenda in San Antonio, it was a hidden agenda, was to get him to the Clippers or the Lakers, whichever worked out.
But why are you staying in Toronto?
Well, I'm just saying that was the plan before Toronto happened. And I agree with you. I don't know how they could do any more, but you're still in Toronto. You like the Raptors, but you're still in Toronto.
Hey, you said it's like he's still in.
Well, Lou Williams.
You see Lou
Williams says it's like you're playing overseas.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's. I mean, theoretically it is. I mean, you're in Canada. It's not America. I get all of that. But I said it was 60-40 because Skip and we talked about this on Monday. And I said last week, I said I believe it's 60-40 that he goes back to Toronto because it's hard for me. There've never been a reigning Finals MVP leave his team.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this: if there ever is one,
it's
Kawhi. Or it's number two. This guy. It's not about. We hear him talk. He talks about basketball is just for fun.
Yeah.
He doesn't take this too seriously. For him, it's all about comfort and trust. Those are
with some things he didn't have in San Antonio. That's why
that eroded. Look, this is one thing. This is one thing Uncle Dennis told me in the story. You didn't read it, Skip. It was like you cannot tell a player how hurt he is. You can clear them all you want. The medical staff can clear them, but there are still psychological hurdles. There's still pain that you can't detect.
Especially if you want to get to L.A.
Stop. You stop.
Okay, speaking of L.A., last quick question. Lakers wind up with what pieces alongside Anthony and LeBron?
I think they have a good shot to land. He's probably not the marquee free agent, but D'Angelo Russell coming back to L.A. makes all the sense in the world.
Does it? I don't know. LeBron likes that basketball.
It makes sense. No, what I'm saying makes sense just from the fact that Kyrie Irving's going to Brooklyn. I think D'Angelo will be expendable over there. So you look, and I think they will get a meeting with D'Angelo. So somebody who can catch and shoot, which you have to be able to play off the ball when you're playing with LeBron James. That's D'Angelo. I think he's mature. He's more mature. He's a more proven player.
I hope so.
And you look at all the guys out there that's left. Who else is out there?
We need quality pieces. Give me a Jeremy Lamb. Give me guys that can shoot, catch, and shoot. Give me J.J. Redick.
You take those over D'Angelo?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You know D'Angelo Russell had the third highest usage rate behind
that.
Russell and James Harden.
I understand.
So what does he need?
But that's not what he needs. That's what he needs to do in Brooklyn.
Okay, so what? He's not going to with LeBron?
Yes.
You know what the third option is. The third option is never that guy that we originally saw him as. Chris Bosh was never the 2010 guy.
I get
Kevin
that.
Love was never the 26 and 12 guy.
I get that. But Shannon, when you're looking at filling the roster out, that guy's an all-star now. He's an all-star now. So you're looking at filling the roster out. He's a complimentary piece. You got to bring him on. He can catch and shoot. He can handle the rock.
Debate for a whole nother show. Guys, great stuff this morning. Chris, we really appreciate you being here.
Shannon was on that yak last night. It was my birthday.
Look at
that.
You see?
We've got more Undisputed coming